You're a rebel, getting into trouble. You are kind of like a fire, like a fire, like a fire. Unpredictable, so original. You are never backing down, backing down, backing down. That's what I like about you. So dangerous, I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in to lose or win. Build things up to knock 'em down. It's the way we keep our high, moving like a hurricane. There will come a time for when we can wash away your sins, settle down, but until then, we're like a hurricane.
Hi, Teresa! Acoustic!
You're so different, kind of ignorant. You don't care what people say, people say, people say. I'm going crazy for you, baby. Don't know how you're making me feel this way, but can I say that's what I like about you? So dangerous.
All right. Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Mommy Guide Inc. for you night owls out there, over there on the other side of the globe. Good evening, my dear friends. Sorry for the bit of delay. I actually forgot. A dear friend of mine are actually tweaking some stuff in the back, and then I forgot that, oh, it's 10:15. It's already 10:16. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me once again for another live stream here at Mommy Guide Inc. So you're probably like, why is she going live at this time of the hour? Because normally I am up, or I go live whenever you guys are waking up, for our friends out there on the west side of the globe, right? But then again, this is a special one, and every 11th of every month, okay, for this quarter anyway, I will be going live, okay, with KCC, KCC21. So for another month, okay, on March 11, I'll also be going live doing KCC. Of course, I've been doing a lot of KCC lately, right? Because, of course, there is this new thing that has been released earlier this month, and those are the SVG files and the PDF cutting guides for the mats and layers, right? So for those who are actually new to KENDRA'S card challenge, yes, KENDRA'S card challenge is a card making card challenge where you can create 15 cards with just 6 sheets of 6x6 pattern paper, and it does run from the 1st of January to March 31st for this quarter anyway. And this is the 21st quarter that KENDRA has been doing this, right? And of course, through the years, like last year, KENDRA introduced the cutting files, okay, for the starting 6x6 pattern paper. And this year, just, a few weeks ago, she did release the cutting file as well, the SVG files for the mats and layers. All right, of course, if you do want to do the manual cutting, you can still do that, but this time around with this PDF guide for the mats and layers, it will be easier in a sense that you also don't need to consume a lot of papers in terms of the additional papers that you want to use, because I normally use a lot of solid card stocks, simply because I didn't know how to maximize my paper. But with this PDF guide, or with this cutting guide, all right, so you will just use, anyway, for KCC21, you will just need 3 sheets of cardstock Okay, one, whatever cardstock you want to use for that one, whether it be another pattern or solid. And then for the next one, you just need one sheet. And the third cardstock that you need for for Kendra's Card Challenge 21 is just one. So a total of 5 pieces of, solid cardstocks if that's the one that you want to coordinate with your pattern paper. All right, so going back to our dear friends in the chat again. Oh my goodness, I'm super happy that, of course, my dear friend Deliz is here, right? So if you are not yet part of Deliz's new group, I highly suggest that you do so. Check her channel out, and definitely it's a fun retreat that's coming up. All right, and then of course Kendra, hello again, my friend. Teresa, hello. Carol, thank you so much, my dear friends, for coming in early. Austin, oh my goodness, guys, if you don't know Austin, okay, is a is like my son. Okay, I'm his mother from a different mother, so to speak, right? That makes sense, right? So he is actually the one who had set up my Discord, and I'm super grateful, and I miss you, Austin. Okay, please message me. All right, if you have time, my friend. I hope you're doing just fine. Okay, and of course we have Vicky. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Delise. Hi, Kendra and Carol. So you ladies are still up, right? So I know it's quite late. It's about 9:24 on PM Eastern, and it's 8 Central and Pacific. Yes, it's quite early, right? This is the time that probably our friends on the Pacific time zone is better, okay, in terms of, because normally when I go live, it's super early for them. It's like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., right? Yes, how is everybody? Yes, I hope everybody is doing fine. Yes, Kendra saying hi to everybody. Yes, we know you are on Philippine time. Exactly, right? So that's why I said for Kendra's Card Challenge live streams every month, right? So I will go live at this time so that a lot more people can actually hop on, because for those who have work or who go to school, so I think this is a better time slot for you. So for any of our friends, I know that Roy might hopefully Roy is finished, that I might be going the same time. Sorry about that, my friend. Okay, I don't go to bed until 2 a.m. I miss you, Austin. Thank you so much. Yes, dear Austin is, like our son. Okay, he is still in college, he's still university, and he is a night owl. Okay, Vicky said, I used the SVG this time for this month, and it was so nice. Woot! I'm so happy, Vicky, right? So Vicky did come into a little bit of a glitch in the beginning, but she figured it out. And if you also, want to check that out, I will do it live today. Okay, thank you, miss you too. Oh, thank you, Austin. Oh my gosh, Austin, I have so many questions for you, my friend. If you could spare me a bit of a time for Zoom soon, I would really appreciate it, my friend. All right, so almost 7:30 here, Mountain Time. Oh yeah, so Mountain Time is, so it's Eastern is almost the same as me, and then Central is an hour behind. And then if it's regular, you didn't move the time, and then you have Mountain, and then you have, I thought Mountain and Pacific is the same. So it's actually not. See, I'm learning. All right. So as I mentioned, I want to focus on, right, yes, this one, the current, okay, release of Kendra. Okay, so, and the thing about that, my friends, is it's still 50% off. Not 10, not 20, 50% off, and it's ending pretty soon, because this sale is gonna be up only until Valentine's Day. Yes, February 14 Eastern time. All right, I guess midnight. Okay, Kendra, exactly at what time does it end? Right? So hopefully Kendra can help us out with that. But anyway, so these are the files. All right. So this is an add-on that you can get on Cards by Kendra's Patreon shop. Okay, so you head on to Cards by Kendra's Patreon, and then you click the tab that says shop. Okay, and then you can look at this one. So it's now 50% off. So from $25, it's just $12.50. All right, and that will include the Ultimate SVG bundle. Is an SVG cutting file for the 6x6 pattern paper. So normally this is something that you can purchase if that's the only one you want. Okay, you can, but this bundle already has that, so you don't need to purchase that. Okay, and then also the 8.5 by 11, that is the starting paper for the mats and layers for this KCC challenge. All right, and it's perfect for your Cricut, for your scan and cut, and for your silhouette cutting machines. Okay, another one is mats and layers cutting guides. It's a PDF and SVG file. So if you don't want, or if you don't have at this point an electric cutting machine like a Cricut, a Brothers Cut and Cut, or a Cameo or a Silhouette Cameo, you just want to cut it by hand with paper trimmer, scissors, whatever, there's a PDF as well for that, for the mats and layers. So this one does not include the 6x6 pattern paper, right? The cutting file for that one. But you can actually get that, okay, as a separate file if you want, okay? But of course, to just get all the details about, you know, how Kendra's Card Challenge works, and for KCC21, that's actually free for you to get wherever you are in the world. All right, so this one is just $14, and now it's just $7. It's 50% off. Again, this is not gonna last forever, friends. It's just gonna be till the 14th. It's actually the 11th already for me, morning. So just 4 more days for me and 5 more days for you all. And of course, you have the mats and layers, cutting guides, PDF printable. All right, so it's $5. Hold on, what is the difference for the other one? Okay. Oh, sorry. So the previous one, the $14. Okay, so this is for Cricut, Scan and Cut, and Silhouette cutting machines. And this one is the PDF. So it's just $5, right? So you don't want the SVG files anyway. You just want, you know, the cutting guide for the mats and layers. So that's just $5 right now. So if, again, this is not going to last forever, it's just still the 14th of this month. Yes, I am live, Jay. Good morning, Jay. Yes, this is a new schedule, added schedule for this quarter's Kendra's Card Challenge that yours truly, okay, for this quarter anyway, will be live streaming anything and everything about Kendra's Card Challenge, right? So for me, I want to focus for this month anyway on the SVG files because they're on sale. All right. And hello, Laura. Oh my goodness. Laura is a fitness coach, specifically if you are into, you know, marathons and walking, right? So that's her channel, Laura CZ Fitness. Okay. Hi, Laura. 11:59. Oh my gosh. 11:59 p.m. Eastern? Hold on. Kendra, are you sure? Okay, what is 11:59 p.m.? I think Kendra. Oh, sorry. 11:50. See, I asked Kendra, what time will the sale end on the 14th? All right, so the sale ends for this SVG files and cutting guides for the mats and layers and the SVG bundle. All will be gone. Revert to regular pricing at 12 midnight, meaning February the 15th. So it ends 11:59 February 14th. All right, so you have 4 days and 11 hours 59 minutes to go and grab your PDF, your cutting files and your bundles and PDF files that are on sale till February 14th. Yes. There you go. Yes, Jay. Is it Wednesday morning there? No, yes, it's Wednesday morning. So every 11th of the month, I'll go live twice. One in the morning. And yes, I actually am still gonna go live tonight. Yes, of course, if you missed this, we did go live a few days ago, last 2 days ago. If you missed that live, that was super awesome, where I actually, really beat everyone into getting, Sean's card. And of course, for tonight, what did I get, right? So I am gonna go live again tonight. Okay, and I will be doing a planner update. And yes, some, unboxing of things that I got from some of you, right, over the mail. So that's why I said, what did I get? All right, so I hope that you could join me as well tonight. Okay. Oh, you're gonna get the Joy can do stickers, but yes, Jay, go. The Joy Extra, Jay, Carol is asking. Yes, when the sale ends. Yes, thank you, Kendra. I better get all my crafty done by the 19th. Yes, of course, Jay and I are gonna be going live. Okay, hopefully this weekend if everything goes well, right? But don't worry because we're gonna do an additional announcement for that one. All right, so let's go. So again, we are going to be working with that. Okay, so let's go back to this one. So I will show you. So what you do, let's say after you have purchased it, right? So you download it onto wherever it is you want to put on your computer, right? So for today, since I do have a brother's scan and cut, but I have had that for like just a month. And I don't know yet how to navigate through that other than to make an actual sticker, right? A printed sticker and have it cut. Other than that, I don't know just yet. But the Cricut is something that I've had for quite a while. And so, hold on. I think you're seeing a different screen just yet. Okay, so let me just navigate through that so that you can see my Cricut design space. All right. Okay, so let me just check on that one. So once you have that on your computer, okay, let me just navigate through this so that it will go away because it won't go away. Okay. All right, there you go. Okay, so all you need to do is, again, this is what the design space look like for Cricut. Okay, this is a Cricut. All right, so what I did, what you want to do is to, okay, let me see. Let's make a new one. Okay, create a new project, a blank canvas. Okay, save. All right, so I'll have that saved first. All right, so now what you will do is to upload. Okay, so wherever you have it. Okay, so upload the file. All right, so let's try one for the 6x6 and one for the 8.5 by 11 for the mats and layers. So okay, so you can see here I have it already uploaded. Okay, now if you don't have it just yet, so click on upload. Let me just move me so that I'm not covering the files. There you go. So you just click upload image. Okay, and then look for where you have the file is. Either you drag it onto here or you search or browse for where it is, or just click on it, and then you can now have, okay, so either that one or, okay, so let me see, what am I doing? Okay, or upload it where it's there already. So let's try this one. So normally I struggle with circles, right? Because and then upload. Okay, and then you will see that one. Okay, and then what you do is, if you want, okay, to have everything white, then you can just click on that. All right, so you'll see on the other side. So let me move me again. All right, so you'll see that. Okay. Okay, there you go. Let me just. Okay. All right, so you can see make. Oh, it's not showing up over there. Let me just drag it. Okay, there you go. So it's bigger. Okay. So on the top, okay, you have you can, there's one that says make. Okay. And then, okay, if you want to save the project, not save the project. So let's save it as, okay. So for example, KCC21 paper. I think that one is paper. Gosh, where is my file? Diba? I don't know where I placed all my, my papers. All right. So, okay, whatever paper that one is. Okay. So just name it. All right. So there you go. And there you will see that this is what it's going to look like. Okay. So Cricut has a default margin. You cannot remove that. You cannot have it like zero on the 0, 0. It does have a 1/4 inch border on all sides. So this one we want to cut on a 6x6, right? So this is where I think a lot of the people would get or make the mistake, okay, of just clicking continue. Okay. Okay. So here, what you need to do, my dear friends, to make sure, because if that is what it looks like, that is where it's gonna cut. Okay. So you need to make sure that if you do have your 6x6 pattern paper, let me just go to this first. All right. So if this is your Cricut mat, Cricut cutting mat, okay. So remember that that's the edge, right? So if you do know how to like put a 1/4 inch, but it's kind of hard, right? So it's better if you do it on the first square, okay? Or I mean, on the put a 1 inch, okay, margin on top and 1 inch on the left, and then you can put it there. So that's for the 6x6. So we go back to the Cricut design space. And so this one, it has to match where your paper is on your Cricut mat, right? So you just drag that and then put it onto the first. Okay, so the first, there you go. Okay, and then now we can click on continue. Okay. Wait a minute, I'm clicking. There's so many windows open on my other monitor. Kendra can relate to this. All right, so click on continue. And then you will see this. Of course, you just choose what kind of paper. So I'm going to choose medium cardstock. Okay, and then it's going to ask you to load. Okay, so I have already okay, so you can see my my cameo, my Cricut blinking, right? So I'm just gonna go there for a while. You won't hear me because I forgot to put on my lapel mic. Okay, but I'm just gonna go there and put this in. Hold on. Okay, now you see that it is already loaded, and I can see that it's, the paper is somehow, it's not sticking to the mat properly. So I would want to remove that and make sure that, because that's an old mat, to put a little bit of tape around it so that it won't, move. Hold on. All right. So I needed to remove it, my friends, because I forgot to make sure that the paper is absolutely sticking to your mat, especially if you have an old mat like mine. All right. And then just to make sure, I do want to put, a bit of, additional adhesive on it. So normally I just put washi tape like this. Since it's not that, it's still sticky. So I just need to reinforce. But sometimes when my mat is really no longer sticky, all right, so I need to put like, what do you call this, a tape all around. All right, so let's go back to my design space. Okay, so since we've already chosen the paper and now I just need to go back and load it. Okay. All right, friends. So now you see that that it's cutting. And of course, from the design space, it will show you how many percent of it has been uploaded for cutting. And then it will now just simply cut my 6x6 pattern paper. Right. So, one of the reasons I have a self proclaimed yes, my friend, self-proclaimed. Okay, I'm a self-proclaimed PhD in paper surgery. Is because I had a lot of mistakes when I cut my papers A to F in the past, simply because I wasn't paying attention. And normally, when I do it, I'm either watching TV or talking to somebody or going live. So I do create a lot of mistakes in the past. That's why I said PhD in paper surgery, because whatever mistake I make, I can easily patch them up together again. So I don't throw any of the papers that I use for when I cut my 6x6 pattern paper. Let us check. Okay, so it says, okay, on the design space, unload mat. Okay, so I will just unload the mat. I'll be back in a jiffy. All right. I do have a wired in ears. All right. So there you go. Okay. So now we have already everything cut. Okay. But first, okay, let's go back to the chat. Okay. And I see that our dear friend Reagan is back in the chat. Hi, Reagan. Thank you, my friend, for dropping by. Good evening. Good evening. Yes. And I think Kenja had to leave. Yes. Back to nice temperatures. Okay, Florida weather is crazy. High 78, low 36 today. Hi, Amanda. Thank you so much for joining us, my friend. Menanjo, hello. And this one's College Slammer. Hey, all. And Reagan is southwest Colorado. And it was 52 here today. Next week, we might get 20 again with snow. We currently don't have any snow on the ground, right? So great to have you guys at least a little bit of rest from all the snow. Should it go up 1 inch? Oh my goodness. Oh yes, college. Yes, Tech Troublemaker was on earlier. Yes, my dear friend. I actually am a moderator for Roy, but wasn't able to go there earlier, so I'll be on Team Replay today because I had to prep. And yes, Kendra need to go to sleep. So yes, thank you, Kendra, for dropping by. Yes, good night, everyone. And hi, Vicky. And I truly appreciate you ladies for being here. Okay, for those who are still here, it's pretty late, I know, right? Okay, it was really nice here today. Only got up to 45, but sunny and no wind. Yay! Right? So that's a nice thing about weather. Just like the Lord's promise, right? Today is another day, right? So then this is when you need a helper. Spring is coming. All right. So here you go, friends. So now for paper, okay. So this is, I'm not sure what paper this one is. Hold on. I really need, I had my, you know what? I'll just go grab it from my computer. Okay. And look for it. KCC21 PDF. All right. So there you go. So this paper is actually paper D, right? So paper D. All right. So this is paper D. All right. So when you have it cut, okay, all you need to do is just to look at your your sketch. Okay, and then it will show you, like, for example, what this piece is for. So this one would go to, card number 6, right? So it's a perfect circle. So you don't need to get your what do you call this, circle die and run it through your die cutting machine, right? So everything has already been pre-cut for you. All right. So that is for, and then just do the same thing for the other 6 pieces of pattern paper. And then for the mats and layers, all right, so I will use the same mat. Okay, so I'm just removing all of the papers. Okay, so, and I will be using those for later. So now you have again your blank mat. This time around, for the mats and layers, your starting size of paper is an 8.5. Okay, by 11. All right. So, and then you just need to, okay. Here, since I've cut already, I have a little bit of a guide. If I don't know if you can see it. See, that is where it did cut. But in the beginning, I had to go, grab my T ruler and, like, where is, okay, a quarter of an inch is over there, over here, and a quarter of an inch over there is over there, right? So, and then that is the margin where you want to just make sure that everything is straight, especially with this mats and layers, because the file really is going to use up basically the whole stretch of the paper. Okay, and then just make sure that, of course, you have it really flat on your mat. Okay, now if you don't have that, your mat is not so sticky anymore, okay, you can always reinforce that with washi tape. Washi tape, because for those who are new, okay, of course, the seasoned ones knows this already, so that it could hopefully, okay, stop your paper from moving. Because if the paper moves while you're cutting, that can ruin the cuts. Okay, so there you go. And of course, you can always reuse this washi tape. So I use it a lot of times. Okay, so what did I do? Okay, so it's over here on this side. So I find that this thing, again, this is for a Cricut machine, my friend. So if you have a Brothers Gun and Cut or a different one, it might not be the actual way that you put the papers in. Okay, and so let's put it in the cutting. Okay, no, let's go to the, okay, design space first. So let's press done. Okay, and so let's remove the one that I added a while ago and upload one of the cutting files. Okay, for the mats and layers, and let's do this one. That's the, this one for, this is the cardstock one. Okay, so this will, you will need 3 of this for KENDRA'S Card Challenge 21. Just click on make. As you can see, it already has defaulted onto that place, all right, on your mat. Okay, and since we're doing the same, so you just choose the kind of cardstock you're using. And I will load this onto the Cricut machine. Hold on. Okay. All right, hold on. You know what? I am actually okay. I'm alone, so I can live stream without my headset. I did forget about that. Right? So let's just go to my settings for a bit so that I don't need to remove and put again my, okay, there you go, back, post speakers output. Okay. All right. So hopefully you can still hear me and I don't need to put on my earphones. All right. So while that is cutting, okay, let's just read the chat. Okay, Northern Indiana, where Austin is, 42 degrees today. I was in shorts and it felt so good. Great. Celebrating with you, my friends. And it's 8:45 where Jay is, and he is on Central Time. I think whenever you put the paper on the mat, you need to be sure and put it in the same place. Exactly. Thank you for that perfect explanation, Vicky. Okay. So did Carol ask and I missed it? Okay, let me see what Carol, okay, ask. Did I miss anything? All right, so I think it's done cutting. All right, so let's go back to it and see that it's blinking, blinking. It means unload. Okay. There you go. Okay. Okay, so you see that this one, see, it's not sticky really anymore. So that one, it's a good thing that that part is actually not gonna be needed. Okay, it's actually you can use for sentiments and stuff like that. All right, and then now you can just remove the different parts of your cuts. Okay, and as to and then just follow where should this go? Will it go to card A? Card sketch A, or I mean 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, like so. Okay, I'm just trying to remove my washi tape that I added. Okay, so that's a nice thing about it's not a very sticky tape, so you can just remove it. All right, so there you go. Uku. Okay, and then you'll just simply add that to where you want to actually put it. Okay, and then this, then you move on to the next one. Okay, now this is easy because it's just rectangles, but you do have mats where there's circles and stuff, right? I'm gonna show you that in a bit. Okay, so if you do want like a step-by-step cutting of all the mats and layers and all the papers, the 6 papers, I did create a video, I think 2-3 weeks ago. And I will link that in the description of this video so you can head on to that. But if you actually go maybe 2 to 3 videos, live streams rather, ago, that will be there. Again, thank you, Vicky, for that awesome, suggestion or explanation. Okay. So, of course, a little while back, okay, so it's almost Lunar New Year here, right? So I'm from the Philippines and here we do celebrate Lunar New Year. So we have the usual New Year, which we celebrate like the eve, okay, the end of the previous year, and of course the New Year, January 1st, right? And then we have another one called the Lunar or Chinese New Year, where it changes every year because it depends on the movement of the moon, right? So that's Lunar New Year, right? So for this year, I think it's on the 16th or the 15th. I'm not so sure. That's why this week is going to be super busy. Traffic is going to be everywhere because there's going to be a lot of celebration, both for the celebration of Valentine's Day, of course, and of course, the New Year's, the Lunar New Year. So that is going to be the theme. So if you can see here, this is what it's going to look like. I'll just remove, okay, first. Okay, so this is how I prepare my my KENDRA'S card challenge. All right, so for those who are quite new to the challenge, I want to show you exactly how you do it. Okay, for those who are very seasoned, okay, I hope that maybe this time is the perfect time for you to grab some drink, get some snacks, okay, or finish up your dinner while I explain this part. Okay, so after you have cut your 6x6 pattern paper, so if you can see here, for this one, okay, I put them in trays like this, but you can also use like plastics like clear plastics like this to put in the different cuts that you want. In my case, it's just that I like it in this one because it's stackable, right? So I'll just prepare everything and then I'll just stack up all the 15 cards, right? So for the first card, okay, so when I cut my different pattern paper, it will tell me, like for example, this piece, okay, where there's a little bit of a hanging paper. Okay, so this piece, okay, this one says that it has to go to, okay, so if you can see, these are two different pattern papers. Remember, we started with 6. Okay, so for this pattern paper in the sketch that you will get free if you once you download KCC21, okay, it's absolutely free to download. The link is also in the description, and then it will tell you that you need this piece. After you've cut that paper, this piece goes to card number 1. Okay, and then this piece also goes to card number 1. As you can see, it's a different pattern paper. It goes, so I just put it there. Okay, and then I cut the solids, right? So in this case, this piece, it said after cutting, my mats and layers, that it should go on to, card number 1 as well, right? So I will just put it there at card number 1. Okay, and then another, okay, solid card stock this time. Okay, this one says also goes to number 1. And then one of the other solid card stock, this time it's black, it goes on to card number 1. Okay, so the 6 pieces of pattern paper for the solid ones, or the ones that coordinate with your pattern paper, we call that though your mats and layers. You have the option to choose whatever paper you want for that. In my case, I normally choose the colors of my mats and layers based on the theme, and of course the colors of my my pattern papers. And of course, you should have your card bases. So for most of the card bases I'm using, a lot of them are top folding. Okay, but there will be certain sketches where it's gonna be side folding. All right, so we're gonna be working with that. Okay, and the same thing. So for card sketch number 2, okay, again, based on the different cuts. Okay, so like for this pattern paper, it said, okay, it has to go to card sketch number 2. Okay, and then this one and this one are from the same paper. Okay, and it said that, okay, it actually came from the same paper, right? You can see, and then it cut it into half, and it said that it has to go to card number 2 as well. So I just added it there. And then for the mats and layers, okay, so this color of the mat said it has to go card number 2, this one, and also this one. All right, and finally, your card base, another top folding one. So that's how I prepare for KENDRA'S card challenge. So that, okay, so normally what happens, especially if, it's a full week for me, right? So what I do is I do this in one sitting. Okay, again, that's me. Okay, or maybe, I'll do maybe 1 to 4 first and then do the rest. Okay, and then when I have time, I put them together. All right. So can you share in the chat for those who have been doing KENDRA'S card challenge a lot? Okay. Maybe some tips, okay, that you find would benefit our friends who might be doing this for the first time. All right. So there you go. So what we're going to do is just put all the cards together first. Okay. And then we will, add the different, what do you call this? Add the different elements onto it after. If you do have questions, anything about KENDRA'S card challenge, yes, just put them in the chat and hopefully, I can answer them. Okay. Again, when you do KENDRA'S card challenge, everything will be provided for you in, what they call this, in the PDF file that you can download. Okay, so there you go. Okay, I hear somebody or a dog. Okay, actually, Okay. So if you again, I'll be going live again tonight. So if you are available tomorrow morning, you'll probably might be seeing me again, right? I know it's pretty late for a lot of you. So go ahead. Thank you so much if you are dropping by. Okay, and just you need to go to sleep or you need to prep for something. Thank you so much. But for those who are new and would just want to see how this challenge is made, okay, absolutely, you can join me as we put together these cards. Okay, during our last live stream as a team, so that was, of course, with Kendra, the maker of Kendra's Card Challenge. We went live, all of us together. Me, Lynn, Kendra, and Sean, okay, of Manly Made Minutes. Of course, Lynn of LV Handcrafted. And we, all of us decided to work on, a sketch that the community said. We did do a poll. Okay, so Kendra's Card Challenge has a private Facebook group where you could, show and share what you have done. Okay, and then I just wanna, cut whatever is an excess of that one. Okay, at the back. Okay, where you can share your makes, and if you also have questions, you can put it there as well. Okay, so for this one, okay, it would look something like this. Okay, I actually cut a white paper so that it could go inside, but then again, I wanted to, since this is New Year, a little bit sparkly, so I decided I want to put, this silvery paper onto it. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna put everything as close to the original sketch as possible for today. All right, and then I'll go back before we end, okay, to add the different embellishments. Okay, so we'll put all the, the elements of the card together first, to put it together first. Okay, and then after that, we will go back to them and decorate each, so you can see exactly what they should look like. Okay, so without using any embellishments or sentiments just yet, this is what your card is gonna look like. Again, having those SVGs, mats and layers, PDF mats and layers, it made it very easy to create, this, circle ones and of different kinds of shapes that are somehow a little bit difficult to manually cut. So this is card sketch number 1. Where did I put my... Okay, there you go. All right, so let's put it over there. So we're done with the first one. Let's head on over to the second one. Okay, again, if you do have questions, suggestions, yes, please put them in the chat. All right, so for Reagan, my dear friend Reagan said she uses plastic sleeves with labels made on my label maker. There you go. And I made on my label maker to sort all my card pieces in. Right, so that's a great way. Thank you, Reagan, for sharing. And another friend of ours, Yvette, actually uses what do you call this? Like envelopes, right? And then she prints out the sketch, and the printed, you print out your PDF, right? The free PDF file that comes free for each of the challenge. And then she will cut those sketches in. All right, let me see. I think I want this side. All right, and then she will attach that as well onto the outside of those envelopes. So she will also have the specific sketch for that card in there. All right, so for this one, okay, we do have these pieces. So you will have 2 pieces. These are actually not from the same card. They look similar, but this is more blues and this is more purples. So this came from the same card as I showed, pattern paper. So you can see it's from the same pattern paper. Okay, just split. Okay, so you have these 3 pieces from 2 different pattern papers that we started with. Okay, and to put together this sketch, all right. So, okay, oops. Okay, I think you realize that what I did here is I already attached my card top onto my card base. Now, sometimes that's not such a good idea, especially if the sketch where you can have some parts of your pattern paper, okay, going outside of your card top. So when that happens, it's best that you do from top to bottom instead of assembling them bottom to top. Okay, so that's another suggestion that I have. So go through the sketch first, try to understand first. Is it best that I go from bottom to top or top to bottom? All right, so this is what it's gonna look like. And then, of course, you have this 2 from the mats and layers cut, okay, that we'll put together like so, and then that you will put in like that. And that's where your sentiment is gonna come in. Right? So when you see big solid parts of the card for that sketch like this, okay, so normally what you can do if you want only is you can, before you put all of these elements, you can even dry emboss that or do a little bit of mixed media on that one if you want to check how do you do that, right? You can double check out or on replay our live stream last a few days ago where Sean of Manly Made Minutes showed us how to create with the same sketch, create a bit or a flare of mixed media or add a flare of mixed media onto your project. So you can use, your stencils, you can use your different mixed media materials like inks, pastes, and other things, right? So that was a super fun card that Sean made. That in the end, there were a lot of us who was buying for the chance to actually get a hold of that card. And since yours truly just, I just had my birthday a few days ago. I know that some of our friends over here are actually celebrating their birthdays, in a few days. Okay, I think Reagan, are you am I right that you are also celebrating your birthday this month? Or is it somebody else? Okay, so there you go. Maybe this one we will remove because it's okay. Okay. Let me see. And also, Reagan said, I sometimes create the cards and come back to add the sentiment and decoration. Yes, so basically that's what we're doing right now so that I can just focus on putting them together. But then sometimes I feel that, my added decoration should come at the back or something like that. So if I've already, put them down like this, attach it together, then it's going to be harder, but that's fine. So that's why you can create up to, a maximum of 3 sets of this challenge. And each set you can submit every month. Once every month, you can join the challenge. And yes, there is an opportunity for you to win prizes on top of being able to create 15 cards, right? So maybe you would want to join, right? So the upcoming, call for card donations by the Cards for Cubs by Barely Art. And yours truly and other people in the chat actually right now are going to be part of that as well. So you may use this kind of, sketches to create super fast cards, right? So if you want to know more about that, we will be talking more about that. I will probably have a live stream prior to, okay, with some of my friends who are going to be joining me on that live stream as guests. So we can talk a little bit more of like a preview of what to expect on our March 2nd live stream. And it's a 12-hour live stream and I'm going to be at the 9, that's going to be 8 p.m. Okay, Eastern. Okay, let me see. Okay. Oh, okay. Actually, Reagan's was ahead of me. Hers was at the end of January. Because I remember Reagan and I and some other birthday celebrators were like, oh, it's also my birthday. And it's also my birthday, right? So right. So I do that sometimes too, Reagan. Let's doing a video on them. I try to have them all together already. Yes, there you go. Right. So on top of that, okay. So if that, for example, this one, right? So in this case, since I don't just have yet the stuff that I'm gonna be using for them. Normally I do, but for tonight not. So let's say this is not it, but this is the sentiment I want. I put the sentiment I want, and then what else? Maybe I want to probably add this die cut, right? And then also I might want to add a little bit of bling, right? So I have everything that I want to use to put onto the card like this, right? Already. Okay. And then you can just put them together like that. But and during this time, I really don't have anything prepared in terms of what I'm gonna be putting on them. And normally this is the first time that I'm doing this. Normally I have everything already prepared up to the embellishments, the sentiments, and all the things. But now I will just show you really the bare backbone of, you know, what the card sketches or the cards would look like based on the sketches. All right. So this is card number 2. So as you can see, as it is, you know, this cards made from the sketches are already awesome. But this is a very, you know, nice way to prepare for KENDRA'S Card Challenge, like what Reagan and Vicky are sharing in the chat. Right? There you go. So I'm so grateful. Happy birthday. Thank you, Vicky. That was Feb 2. All right. And Reagan was 31st. Yes, I did. You know, friends, I mean, family. Normally, my birthday is a very simple one. It has always been a tradition. Even during my golden, was 3 years ago, I really just, you know, wanted to spend it with, you know, my kids and stuff. And then I do a separate day to celebrate it with, you know, with friends and other family members. But then some of my crafty friends that had joined me earlier in my journey as, you know, a crafty live streamer, they threw a surprise, you know, golden birthday party for me, and my family knew about it. I didn't know it. Right? So, okay, so this is an example. So you saw me put it in, right? And then this sketch, okay, needs to be, you know, it has to go something like this way. And if that is the case, how am I gonna cut that? That's gonna be hard, right? So close your eyes. Wish me luck because it's already stuck to the paper, to my card base. All right. So don't worry, it's only paper. Remember, yours truly has a PhD in paper surgery. Right? So if that happens, don't worry. Right? If it's really, really very stuck, as you see, normally I just put on the edges, right? So that if it happens, then I don't. Again, the reason is that's why I said I didn't heed my own advice. Check the sketch first. And this sketch needs to be something like this. All right. So your strip of pattern paper, okay, taken from paper A that you have chosen. Okay, so this one, the best is for you to go like that. Okay, the middle of that one. And then the edge of this one will be, okay, you'll look for a place where it gets, okay, flush to that one. And whatever remains, okay, you will just cut. Okay, so let's put that together. Okay, so don't worry. I already knew it's gonna be wrong, but I still, you know, because I really wanted to show you how it would look like and what you should do or what you can do when you have that. Okay, and when that happens to you. Okay, so there you go. Okay, you start first with this bottom edge. Okay, and then you just adjust this part. Okay, to make sure that you have covered that part. All right, and then I will just, okay, there you go. Okay, so but the sketch doesn't want us to have this part. So you will just turn it, flip it. Okay, and then just cut. Okay, whatever is in excess. Okay. Okay, there you go. Okay, and then on this side, it is this part. Okay, and you know, I don't throw this away because, you know, there are rectangles that absolutely can be used for something, right? In for future projects. And then now I can, you know, put this already, okay, or stick it back onto my paper. Nobody would see this part anyways. All right, so I just have that back there. Okay. Okay, and stick it back on. So no one would know that this actually was, you know, I did a mistake earlier on. Okay. Now I do have, okay, this for the mats and layers on black. Okay, but since this is black on black, right? So I decided that so I want to, you know, probably use a silver one or a white one. Okay, but then, okay, let me see if I have enough of the silver over here. Ah, okay. So this one should have gone in just like what I did earlier on before I actually attached it. Okay, but let me see if I have enough. Okay, I think I have enough. All right, so we can do that. Okay, we can. It's just that the black on black, okay, might, you know, lose detail. So we're going to do that. Okay, but this one I didn't use. Okay, these are just extras. So this one was cut with the, what do you call this? The SVG, but since I am going to be using a different paper, I decided at last minute. Okay, so that is something that you can do. Okay, if at the last minute you decide to change, you can absolutely do so. And since these are just, you know, strips, absolutely, this one sometimes I also tweak it in a sense that I, you know, dry emboss it as well, or, you know, something, or it could be instead of paper, you can use ribbon if you want. So you see there, right? So again, I should have added this as well before I placed it on my cutting, or rather on my card top. Okay, but no worries because I didn't stick the sides onto it, so you can still cut that part. All right, so there you go. Again, or if you want, okay, I think what I can even do with this one is, you know, make the border. Okay, so don't worry if you make a mistake. Okay, there's still a way to tweak that. Okay, and then you can put in, you know, still that one, but with that border. Okay, it makes it a little bit, you know, pop up a little bit more. Okay, so something like that. Okay, so I think I want to do that. Okay, where's my other one? Okay, I am missing. This is crazy. Where did all of my other layers? Okay, there you go. It's at the back. All right, so we can, it's like in the sketch, in the original sketch, you only have like that mat. Okay, it's just that I like this black paper look. There is that texture. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like double mat this one to give it like a, you know, an additional so to speak. Isn't that even nicer if we do that? Okay, so me adding this one is no longer part of the original sketch, but I just wanted to add that. Okay, since I already have it anyway, right? So because that's supposed to be the original paper that's supposed to go there, but since I didn't want the black on the black, right? So I added that, okay? And then I will again add this strip, okay, onto, okay, this one, okay, there you go. So I will have a bit of a mat, about an eighth of an inch, right? So that gave it even, a better, anyway, in my opinion, a nicer, kind of more luxe look to it, right? So there you go. Ta-da! So we're done with number 2. Okay. So this is the first, this is the second. Okay. So again, without the sentiment. So for this sketch, the sentiment is, suggested that it goes over there. Okay. So this is for the third anyway. Sorry, that's the third. Okay. So this is the 2, and then this is the number 1. Okay, so we're now down to card number 4. Okay. Thank you, Reagan. Yes. Hi, Wims. Yes, Wims, because I'm live. I know you're at work. Good night, Reagan. I'm anxious that I always miss your. No, it's okay, Wims. Remember, priority, my dear. Wims is super awesome. She has her, is starting up her new business. At the same time, she has a full-time job. Okay, and a mom of a toddler. And that is such a difficult thing to do, right? To just catch up with all the activities of our kids, especially when they're in their toddler years, is absolutely very difficult. Thank you, Wims. You did the exact same thing, Vicky. Yes, they're up super late, right? Because I actually had to do a tech rehearse for some of our friends who are okay, for this card I want it to be landscape, who are going to be part of, remember I told you I'll be part of the Cards for Cubs marathon. So if you want to join us, you just want to, make your cards that you want to donate with somebody, crafting alongside you, feel free to join us. It's a 12-hour marathon. And for me, that's going to be WIMS 9 o'clock here in the Philippines. So I had to do a tech rehearse with those who are coming in with me. And so what I did was that one. And so that's why I was also a little bit late coming in. Right? Because I had to do a bit of a tech rehearse. Okay. And then, so I was a little bit late. And at the same time, wasn't able to prepare, all the sentiments and stuff that I'm going to be using for this card. Okay. So I think this was one of the cards that we did during our live stream. And I think this was the one who did this, I think, was Kendra. Okay, if I'm not mistaken. Right? So there you go. It would look okay. It isn't what do you call this? So I normally would check first if I have all my pieces ready. So it would look something like this. And there is actually a suggested what do you call this, vellum circle at the top. Okay, which I will do as part of my decorating for later. All right, so let us just add, okay, because that's a vellum, that's not part of the, initial preparation for me. Okay, and so for this one, normally I put about an eighth of an inch, border onto the side. Okay, and then okay, I will always put the ones that go at the edge first. Okay, so all the outer papers go, or I stick in first. Now, a suggestion would be not to use liquid glue first, especially if you are unsure yet about, if you really want to stick it over there, so that you'll have, some time to move around and remove it. Okay, because this liquid glue, yes, okay, you can for a little bit, but once it dries up, that's there forever. And you can try to pull it out, but you'll have a bigger tendency that the paper might rip. Okay, so there you go. So of course, Wims was saying hi to Vicky. Okay, and Vicky saying hi to Wims. Carol is still here. Thank you, Carol. You could also heat emboss those strips with clear, then they would be shiny. Yes, that's another thing, right? Especially since this is going to be like a New Year thing, right? So you can, absolutely do that. Or, could put a card top that is sparkly if you want to, which I did, I think, during our launch, right? So during during one of the live streams, okay, I think that we did. I think it was in January. Yes, our live stream in January. I did use a photo top, okay, to put a sparkler or a sparkly, thing onto or look onto my cards. That's a great suggestion, Vicky. Yes, continue sharing them, my friend. This is Vicky, my friends. So I keep saying Vicky. Where's Vicky? Vicky's VJ Designs, my friends. And Whims is Whimsical Thoughts. Reagan, of course, is Uniquely Reagan, right? So Carol is Carol Bachelor 585. There you go. So this is the base for card number 4. Okay, so that's gonna be the base for card number 4. Okay, so I think all the cards today will probably be very simple. Okay, very basic, simple. We'll go for simple elegance. Okay. There you go. Okay, so these are the strips. Again, it's so easy to cut this because I really used my SVG files. Okay, so my blade is not too sharp. That's why sometimes there's this fuzzy thingy on the sides of the cut. So for this one, okay, so it's gonna be another portrait card. Okay, and then you have, 3 strips of pattern paper. Yes, they came from the same pattern paper. This is the paper that I use for my paper B. So it's gonna look like that. All right. So, and then, okay. But before that, of course, at the bottom, okay, you're supposed to have this. Okay. And then I was supposed to use white, but then I said, it's New Year. Okay. But then this one, I accidentally, placed and wrinkled it. So no worries. Okay. So what I'm going to do so that this will be covered, I'm going to put the thinner paper in, okay, there on the left side, and the thicker one on here, because this part, okay, will be covered by that, so you don't see the wrinkly part anymore, right? So that's it. That is how it's gonna look like. And then I decide, do I work from top to bottom, bottom to top? In this case, since there is no part of, any elements that's gonna go out onto the edges, so therefore I can definitely start from, okay, bottom to top for this one. Okay, Dr. Cardstock Surge. Yes, Carol. So I said, okay, yes, doctor of paper surgery. Okay, PhD. Yes, because like what you've seen, I do that all the time. It happens to me all the time. So yours truly is not perfect. Yes, absolutely. A very, very far cry from being perfect. But it's okay because, as we often say, it's just paper. And there is always a way, okay, for you to remedy that. So I really, really rarely throw anything because I find means and ways to really, in the end, use them up. Like this one, okay? So I just got, as long as it's not yet super stuck to the paper, you can still always, tweak and fix that. Okay, just want to make sure. All right, so there you go. Okay, I want it to have equal as much as I can. Okay, there you go. All right. Okay, and then we'll just stick the purple one. So Kendra's card challenge is, a nice way for you to create uh, a ton of cards faster. Okay, because sometimes, okay, let me just see my hello. Okay, my camera, okay, suddenly decided I want to make you blurry. No, camera, no. All right, so now you have an option to stick this flat, or if you want to raise one or raise them all, you can use like a low profile tape like this one. Okay, or you can use something like this one's thinner. All right, so something like this. Okay, so if you do want a little bit of depth and dimension, then this is something that you want to do. In case you want to stick in whatever stuff you want at the back, let's say a ribbon or another strip of paper, then you can absolutely do so if you use a foam tape. And foam tapes can come in various sizes and shapes as well. Okay, and that's a staple. Okay, one of the staples in my paper crafting journey are this foam tapes. Okay, so just making sure that, okay, this is where I want it to be. Okay. All right, so there you go. And just put that out. Okay, and finally, this one. So you now have, okay. Okay, that's not even. It's okay. All right, there you go. All right, so this is card number 5. We're now down to number 6. See, it's faster, right? It is faster. Thank you, Vicky. The paper design looks like fireworks indeed because it's for Lunar New Year, right? So when is that again? It's on March 2nd. So for us WIMS, that's March 3, 9 a.m. But on the other side of the globe, it's going to be March 2, 12 hours. Okay, till 10, I think 10 p.m. is when we end. We begin and end in Lynn's channel, I think. Hi, Dee. Good morning. Yes, hello. Yes, this is Dee. Okay, a dear friend of our dear friend as well, Judy. Hello. Thanks for dropping by, my friend. All right. Okay, so this would look something like this. Okay, so that's paper C. All right, and then you do have your circles and you do have your mats and your layers. All right, so which is so easy to cut and prepare is since we already have our SVGs. All right, so it's gonna look like that. Okay, and this one will go over here, and this one will go over here, and this one will go over there. All right, so since you see based on the sketch and it will look like this, so it means that, oh, you need stuff to be cut on either side. Therefore, now I'll decide that I will work from top to bottom, so that when I am at this part, I can just simply, cut out the things that are sticking out. So let's start with the different elements, okay? So we will just put, okay, our pattern papers onto their corresponding mats. Okay? So there you go. This is something that is for me in the past, before the advent of these SVGs, was something that I struggle with. So if you can see here, my mat is a little bit wonky because the way I placed my paper, my 8.5 by 11 on the was not it's more than a quarter of an inch. So I have a cut here, but don't worry because this one is supposed to go onto the corner of this one. So we won't really need that part anyway. So I'm gonna put it over there later. So as I said, don't worry. Simple mistakes that we make, okay, are there, we call them, unite in a crafting community, happy accidents, right? So it's okay, right? So we are not after perfectionism here, okay, but rather we want to have fun, okay, making our cards. Yes, Vicky, good night. It's so late for you anyway. Love the pink. Thank you, Dee. Good night, Vicky. Yes, Vicky, my dear friend, always has something up on her channel, whether it be art journal or junk journal or cards, right? So if you, oh, see, I almost did it again. All right. So remember, I said before we will do it from top to bottom. Woo, woo, a ton of mistakes today, eh? So I want it like that way. All right. So we don't want it to be super perfect. So, or if you want, it's up to you. But if you want to follow the full sketch, it looks something like this. So these two are near each other, and then you'll have a bigger space in this one. Or if you want it to be a little bit more symmetrical, so you can lower it a little bit. And I think I want it that way. Okay, and then again, if you want these circles to have a little bit of a depth, you can always lift that. But then, remember that if you make your cards a little bit chunkier, okay, then of course, mailing them is gonna be a little bit more expensive. Okay, so but if you're gonna be you're gonna give the cards, by hand, then that is no problem. Okay, and then we can simply now remove the excess parts of those circles. Okay, in my case, I don't throw this out because I can still use them, okay, for my other cards. But some, okay, they throw it out already. So it depends on you. Look at how pretty that is, right? And now we can just simply put this back. Okay, I not put this back, but rather now stick it onto our card top. Okay, hold on. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Okay, so for this one, okay. The card, okay, where does the card open? Okay, there you go. So this is card number 6. Okay, yes, it's card number 6. Okay, now we are on to card number 7. Okay, hold on. I forgot. Okay, that there is a sentiment, okay, strip, okay, that goes onto, okay, this part of our sketch. Okay, over there. Okay, and I think I want to raise that a little bit. So I'm gonna be using, okay, but then again, it will go out. No. It's okay. So let's just make it flat. All right, there you go. All right, so that's what it's gonna look like. All right, so next we're gonna do 7. Okay, so we're almost halfway through. All right, so this one is one of the sketches that a lot of people kind of got stumped. Okay, simply because, okay, so this is what it's gonna look like. So after you have cut all of the different papers for use for your card, then all you need to do is just put them with the other papers, okay, that you need for that sketch, and then put them together so that when you're ready to put your cards together, they're they'll be together. Wow, that's so many together. All right. So if you can see, these are the different pattern papers, okay, that you actually will cut. So if you will check that these are varying lengths. Okay, so the simplest way to do it is, even if you, of course, in the sketch PDF, they will tell you which is paper this one. So in this case, you have paper A, B, C, and D. All right, so which one goes first, right? Even if you don't know, simply look at the different pieces that you have, okay, and arrange them by length. Okay, the longest being at the bottom, okay, and then you just make sure that everything on the right side will be flushed together, right? So okay, let's see. I'll do it like that. And then this one comes that. And on the sketch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. On the fifth layer, 1, 2, 3, 4. After the fifth layer, then you're supposed to put your sentiment in. Okay. And then you're going to put your paper C in. Okay. And then you're going to have your paper D. Okay, and then you're gonna have the last paper, right? So if you can see, it goes down like a ladder, like so, right? So, and you're supposed to put that on top of this one, okay? So what you can do if you want, okay, and this is the suggestion of Sean, who did this during the live stream, is that you know, if you want, okay, you get, okay, you have a double cut of this one, okay, and then that is where you place it, okay. Okay, it also adds an additional like strength to the card, okay, and just simply add that, okay, or if you want, you can do that directly onto your card base. I mean the piece, okay, that is cut like this. That's part of the, for the mats and layers, okay, part. Okay, it will tell you what's the size, okay, stuff like that. So let me see. All right, so it's this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then 5. I actually forgot where I got these papers. They're so beautiful. I will go check out, okay, where I actually got these papers, and then later on put the link onto that onto the chat. I know though that these are actually digital papers, okay, that I got from one of our previous sponsors. Okay, so I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that one, and then this one. Okay, it's just that I have, you know, kind of forgotten. Okay, so there's a missing one. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sentiment. Okay, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 1, 2, 3. I'm missing one paper. Where did it go? Okay, I'm missing one of the papers. Okay. Whoop. You know, that's the sometimes the problem with going live is that I don't know where. Sometimes it just, oh, this is the same paper, so I cannot, you know, kind of use that one. All right, so I will just what do you call this? I will substitute because I cannot find it anymore. Okay, and that one is 2, 1 by half. Okay, so that's 1 by half. Okay, so don't worry if you lost it. I can always go back and cut another one. So just getting a paper trimmer. So this one has to be, okay, one. Okay, but it has to be half. And since I don't have this anymore, this is a quarter, more or less 3/4. Okay, so we will just do like that and do stick the other two. Okay, so that's how you do your hacks when you cannot find the paper that is supposed to be there. You know, it's just, you know, when I'm cleaning up, it will suddenly appear. Has that ever happened to you when you're crafting, right? So it's like, where is this one? It happened to me in one of my advent calendar series. Couldn't find it. All right, so there you go. And then, okay, you will see that there's the base, right? So now it's gonna be easy for you to just cut off whatever. Now, if it's white and you cannot kind of see it, all right, so you can, okay, get a pencil and then add that pencil line onto there. If you know you're having a hard time, okay, or maybe pen, if this is still working. All right, so grab a pen, okay, and then just so you can see easily the lines because it's white on white. Sometimes we do use double-sided paper, so it's easier, but since this is white on white, it's kind of more difficult to see. So now that I have those guides, I can just simply trim off the excess. And now that everything is, you know, done, everything is cut. Now it's this perfect piece. Okay, and then I just simply add that, okay, to, okay, this one. Okay, and I'll add it like so. Since I have that silver thing over there and I want it to, you know, kind of have a look of kind of a border, I can just simply push it in. Okay, so this is not the exact sketch anymore, but I just wanted it to have that kind of additional oomph, so to speak, to it. Right, so there you go. All right, so let's stick first the black one. Okay, our main card top, so to speak. Okay, this one is from one of my sponsors for, you know, my show, Prestige Paper. This is one of my favorite papers that they have because it has like the texture of, you know, like that of a crocodile skin, right? So I do want to, okay, have just a tad. I don't want it to be super big. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paste that one first. Okay, over here, I just want to have a tad of a border. Okay, and then I'm gonna stick this whole thing onto the card top like so. Okay, hold on. Okay, there is an extra silver coming out and I don't want that, so let's cut that. All right, so there you go. Going back. Okay, so don't worry, it's just paper. Don't be afraid. Okay, there you go. Super cute, right? Then you put your sentiment over there where it's a blank. All right, so that's card number 7. Okay, that took a little bit longer, but the rest will be a little bit easier to put together, and we will be done in no time at all. Okay, if you do need to go, definitely. Plus, please don't forget to, right? Tonight I will be having another live stream, and this is the title. What did I get? Yes, I'm opening up some stuff that I got from some of you over the holidays. And of course, I'm going to be updating my planners tonight. Yes, I haven't been able to do that in several weeks now. So please don't forget to hit that like button. And yes, of course. Okay, don't forget to also subscribe. There you go. Okay, so let's go back to this one. All right, so for card sketch number 8, it's just this piece of pattern paper. Okay, so sometimes, okay, this one. All right, and then you have another pattern paper that goes on top of it. Okay, and then you will have this part. Oh, where's the other part? Why is it that all my papers are somehow... Okay, there you go. Whew. Okay, and then you will have this part. Okay, that goes a little bit slightly off the edge of that one, like so. And so that's how it's gonna look like. All right, so if you want, you can put it like so, and then like so. Okay, and then over here. Okay, and then over there, and then you can have, okay, your sentiment go underneath later. So in this sketch, yes, it's gonna be bottom to top. Okay, since there's nothing that really needs to be removed from the card top anyways. All right, so this one is going to be faster than the last card, as it's, it's just a matter of after having all the, the papers cut already, then it's just a matter of sticking them onto your card base. All right, so in the sketch, this one is actually, he has a fish tail. Okay, so I'm just eyeballing things up because this part in the SVG, this will come in already cut as a fish tail. Okay. Okay. But if you don't have that, then you can just simply do what I did. Okay, you can just go for where is the middle of that strip, and then okay, make a diagonal line towards that, and then from the other edge on the other side, just go to the middle, and then you'll have your fish tail like so. This one is already cut with from the SVG file. So there you go. That is card, and then sentiment goes over here. So that's card number 8. All right. So we're going to go now to card number 9. Yes, go ahead, Wims. What is for lunch? Yes, it's midnight for all of you. Wow, gosh, this is midnight crafting for a lot of you. So you can make me your lullaby, your crafty lullaby, right? Before you head off to bed. I'm sure a lot of you probably are sleeping right now, and that is awesome. Okay, as you know, sleep is very, very important. Do you see what happened here? Right? Okay, I made a mistake. So you can always, okay, paper surgery. You see how I put that back together? Because it's supposed to go like that. Okay, and then this one. Okay, and then this one goes over like that. Okay, since again that there's nothing that's gonna go out of so you can easily start from bottom to top. Okay. So normally there will be sketches that are a little bit more challenging to put together. And don't worry, because the team is always there for you to help you out with those more challenging sketches. And that's why you will, hopefully we might be able to do that and bring that in regularly, if is to go live, okay, in during every month, or every, what do you call this, challenge, okay, one month of that quarter, where we will go in, okay, or the team will go back in and redo those. Okay, so I will try to now use this one, for it's kind of faster. Okay, my glue tape. Okay, and then, okay, it's just a matter of simply, putting things together. Is this already used up? Okay. All right. So this one is just, make sure that you start with the left side, top, bottom. Okay. And then you just try to make it as, as even as you can. All right. And then this one, okay, if you want, you can again use double-sided foam tape to give it a little bit of a depth and dimension. Okay, only if you want. I know it's more expensive to mail things that are a little bit chunkier. Okay, but I do love, I do love depth and dimension. So you see, I see that from here, I saw that it wasn't even, so I needed to remove it. All right, it's still not okay. That's why having a double-sided adhesive can be, a great ally in making sure that if you see something not kind of to your liking, then you can tweak that. That is now card number. Where is this? Number 9. All right. So moving on to card number 10. All right. So again, we are not, no sentiments, no embellishment just yet. Okay. I'll show you. Normally when I do this and I put them together live, you would see that everything is there already. All the, elements, in terms of embellishments, the sentiments will all be there. But today I just want to show you what it looks like. Okay, the base look of each of the sketch, so to speak. All right, so this is sketch number 10. Okay, so this was another, based on the community, that they found a little bit challenging. But actually, once you get to know how it, the intention of Kendra here was really, so that when you look from, let's say, above, you will see that, you won't see like a gap. Okay. So this is, I'm putting it first together. Okay, all the elements. Okay, and so it kind of looked like this. Not kind of, but really looks like this based on the sketch. All right, so you have all the pre-cut elements. Okay, and then this one is where everybody gets kind of like stumped. Okay, because, all right, so you have this 4 strips of paper, 2 of the same kind. Okay, and you're supposed to, in the sketch, it's supposed to look like that, and then it has to go like this. Okay, so you alternate the design of the pattern paper. Okay, and then it would look like this. Okay, so you'll put it one. Okay, this one is like we'll start from where this one ended, like so. Okay, I will later put it up so you can see. All right, so that is what the sketch, okay, based on the sketch looks something like this. Okay, this is what your card, okay, nothing is glued in yet, like that. But then there is that middle part that is supposed to be, 2.5 inches. And so it's, you know, if this is the, then, okay, hold on. So this is wrong because this one has to go up. Okay. So what you're supposed to do is you use this, you put this 2.5. Okay. This 2.5. Okay. Let me see. Okay, hold on. 1, 2. This is a 2.5. Now there's so many papers here in my table that. All right, so this is it. Okay, so that's the one. All right, so that was the right way to do it. Okay, instead of putting the strips in like this. Okay, I hope that isn't confusing because this is the sketch that I actually explained. All right, so, but then again, where's this part? And in the sketch, it said that it's 2.5 by 2.5. So it's supposed to go in there. So the people got stumped because, okay, but if I put it there, it's bigger than the square that is created by the frame. Indeed, that's why this piece is supposed to go on top first. After you've done that, then that's the time that you put the other pieces back in. And that one, okay, has to be, okay, like so. You know, another one that I can say is a hack, so you can put this together. Instead of, putting that there, where it's kind of difficult to make it like the same. So what you can do is you put this, strips together first. Okay. So this one, the first piece, you lay down. Okay. And then the next one should go like that. Okay. Okay, I'm putting it upside down. Wrong. I mean, what do you call that? Wrong side. No. Nice side down. Okay. And then I'm going to use a double-sided adhesive. Okay. Because I want to connect these two pieces together. Okay, whoop, 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 whoop. Hold on. Okay, I think it's best if I cut this already. Okay, so these two pieces, okay, I will put like that. Okay, make a corner or a 90-degree angle. Okay, and then I will put it like so. Okay. This is supposed to be easier, Lala. What is happening? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So, and then. Okay, itchy throat. Okay. Okay. And then. Is that correct? Okay, let me see. Okay. All right. And this one goes in like so. I don't know if this is really easier. Okay. If you do, oh, I remember. If you do have that sticky mat, okay, so that, they're not going to move. All right. So you put them there. Okay. And then you put this over there. Okay. So make sure that whatever, oh, but you cannot see though because this is white on white. Okay. I will put double-sided there, and then I'll put the last strip so that basically you want it to form into a frame, right? So again, this is one way of doing it, or you can just simply put it onto the paper. Okay, and when you put it, you make sure that you have about 1/8 of an inch border. Okay, I'll show you in a bit. Okay. Okay, I'll just finish this. There you go. Now we have that frame. So it's like you can put the frame together, okay, first, or you can just simply put the frame one by one, piece by piece on top of that, where you're supposed to have at least an eighth of an inch, okay, on the sides, okay? So now let's put it together. I hope that wasn't crazy confusing. If it was, apologies. So I think it's the way I kind of explained it. But basically, with this sketch, okay, remember that it's, if you're looking at the sketch, look at it in a way that you're coming from the down, it's like top to bottom, right? So that the four pieces of pattern paper, this one is supposed to be the one on top. Okay. You can assemble it bottom to top. Just make sure that when you do so, okay, this four strips of pattern paper will have to be at the top, okay, instead of underneath that middle square that you see on the sketch. All right, so okay. This is a new double-sided adhesive that I found locally. It's very affordable, and so I'm checking out if it's something that I can use as a staple. Okay, the only thing is that this, unlike your ATG gun and other double-sided adhesive that are longer, is thinner. I mean, lighter, but then they're normally okay, very not very long. So after a while, you do need to, like in this case, I think it's almost time to refill, right? So unlike when you have an ATG gun, it's gonna be, a long time before you need to replace, right? So, and then you put in this 2¼ by 2¼ strip of square paper. Okay, so again, this is the part that's confusing. Okay, if you look at the sketch, has to be on top. So, and then there's a square in the middle that's 2½, and this is 2½. So if you put it on top like that, it's not gonna look right because this is supposed to go underneath, and the topmost has to be your frame. Okay, so that's a 2½ by 2½ over there, the one that you see on the sketch. But when you put this now is just going to be 2 by 2. Okay, the reason for that is that when you put this one, sometimes if it's an exact 2 by 2 that you put there, and then you didn't put this, exactly like even or straight, you might have a bit of a space, on the sides like so. That's why Kendra decided to make it a little bit wider, and then make this go on top, so that no matter, even if you have a bit of movement of your frame, you won't have those ugly gaps on the side. So that's how awesome Kendra is when she thinks of, all these sketches. It's like, wow, she even has thought of that, right? So amazing. So again, as I mentioned earlier, when I put together this frame, this is the first time that I did this, where I butted each other to create the frame. Or like what I did before is I just, put first, one of the edge, one first strip, and then at the end you put the next strip, and then where it ends you put the next one to just make sure that you're creating a square. And then, okay, since this is double-sided adhesive, so I do have a bit of a wiggle time, I'll add liquid adhesive. So if I need to move it, okay, I can. All right, and then we'll just put this on top. Okay, so when we do that, you do need to, okay, more or less about an eighth of an inch border all around, and then you're good to go. All right, so that is it. Again, this was one of the sketches that come somehow a little bit more challenging, in the sense that we thought that the middle has to be 2½, the one that you see, but rather that thing underneath is 2½. So it's about there, but you can't see it. Again, so that you don't see any gaps, just in case on the sides. All right, so that was 10. Card sketch number 10. All right, let me just put this over there, and let me just check the chat. And we have Stan, my friend. Hi, Stan. Again, Wims, it's okay. Upside down was right. Thank you, Stan. Sometimes I don't know the words. I miss you, my friend. And thank you so much for the awesome cartoon greetings. I really, Stan, would it be possible? Would you want? I'm not sure if that's something that you want to do, but maybe we can have like a theme. Like, what is cartoon month? Is there a cartoon or a comic month, national day of cartoons or comic or something like that? Maybe we can come up with a set of some of your like sentiments and some of your characters, and then we turn them into a card. What do you think of that, Stan? Thank you, D. And yes, Stan Brown, my friends, is the real Stanex, STANNEX on YouTube and all the socials, right? So he has also a very awesome community. And this one, by the way, has to be a landscape one, right? So, and he is a great, artist. If you have heard of Dungeons and Dragons, he actually has continued on doing that special. It was supposed to be a series that he wanted to do the previous year because Dungeons and Dragons turned 50, but then he loved it so much that he decided to continue on doing it, right? So, and that's on his channel. It's the Real Stanex on YouTube. Right, there you go. Also, he does accept commissioned works as well. So if you have some projects where you want to probably have something in a like a caricature. So I don't need Chat GPT to create like that the one that's very famous right now where it creates like a look for you with your craft room, right? So Stan actually did something for like that for me in the past when I relaunched our club. Okay, so and then you have all of this other strips of pattern paper that goes okay, and this one goes in the middle like so. Okay, and I think this was the sketch that our dear friend Lynn did, okay, during our live stream. Okay, the other live stream for January for Kendra's Card Challenge. Okay. Stan, did you go live earlier? Okay, Stan, I'm missing Marcus. Have you heard from Marcus? I miss Marcus. I miss our dear friends. All right, there you go. So that's what it looks like. Oop, something happened. My camera froze. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Hold on, friends. My camera kind of froze. All right, let's put that. Oh, this is the first time that camera actually froze. All right, let me see. Okay. Okay. It somehow cannot be. All right, connected. Is it connected? Is it? Okay, there you go. All right, we're back. Okay, so that's what it is supposed to look like. There you go. So that is Stan. Okay. So Stan doesn't need Chat GPT to create those, it's a viral thing now, Stan. Did you see that? Right. So there's a prompt and then it will create a like a scene. So I actually wanted to post that the other day. Like I don't need Chat GPT. I just need Stan. Yes, there you go. It is right. So Stan, if that is something, maybe we can, if I don't know if there's something like that because normally we do like creating cards for a specific um event or occasion. Like this one is these are lunar year themed cards that I'm preparing right now. So it's the year of the horse, right? So I'll be probably doing the, decoration um in a different, or maybe not live stream that anymore because it's kind of pretty late for everyone. But you know what? If you guys are still there, then I can. Okay, so there, that is what it is supposed to look like. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it. Okay, so I'm using liquid glue again because this one's a little bit uh, okay. The black paper I used is textured, and so it's kind of harder for if it's just a glue tape. Sometimes it doesn't stick like nicely, so that's why I would want to use a liquid glue for this. So if you can see, I've been mixing up use the different glues I have for tonight. Okay, some are liquid glue, some are foam tape, some are double-sided adhesive that is just flat, and some are liquid. So we're using all the things for tonight. All right, there you go. So again, this is KENDRA'S Card Challenge 21. Everything that you need to, join us is already in the link. And of course, we are focusing on the SVGs to create all of these cuts tonight. As this SVGs, by the way, especially the mats and layers, because they are the ones that are right now on sale, 50% off till December, January, February. What am I saying? February 14, 11:49 p.m. Simply before the Valentine's Day ends. All right, so that's what it would look like, right? All right, so now we move on to card number 12. We're almost there, friends, because there's just 15 cards for this quarter for KENDRA'S Card Challenge. No live stream for you today, but I'll be on Wednesday and Thursday evenings. That is West Coast time, my friends, right? So if you want to see, okay, so there are several episodes on my dear friend Stan's channel. The next one is another portrait card, my friend. It's so cute, right? So for this so for Stan, he does have several different kinds of shows on his channel. So you have the random encounters. So that one is it's a random drawing, okay, of cartoon making on his channel where like a tabletop game, you have a dice, and then the parameters, like what we do when we do our card making, right? So if you're familiar with card roulette or sometimes the challenges on Lynn's channel, right? So there will be parameters, and that would be decided by a throw of the dice. So each number would represent a specific, let's say, a character, and then a theme, and then what they're doing, right? And then based on the parameters, Stan will create the cartoon, and he would do this 3 times. So that's within an hour or so. That's the random encounters. And then another thing that he does on his show is of course the return to the dungeon. Okay, that's in honor of Dungeons and Dragons. So if you know about that, or you're a fan of that awesome game and book and comic, then yes, you would love that series as well. Okay, so for this sketch, it's going to look something like, so this was the one that I was looking for earlier on. Remember, I was missing one. Okay, so this was that. All right, so it would look like this one. Okay, this is a very simple sketch, so it's one of the easiest card to put together for this quarter. Again, that is in my case, right? So it might be, hopefully it is also something that you would find, easy. Okay. All right. So I do want to make sure that you see that part. Hopefully, I didn't cover it too much. Okay. Okay, and then we will put this one. Okay. Ta-da! And then we'll just put this two strips that have a fishtail on it. Okay. Over there. If you want, you can even layer this as a little bit, using foam tape. But otherwise, okay, you can just do it like so. So the middle of that, okay, fishtail goes on top of the edge of one of the other one. There you go. That's card number 12. Now we're number 13. Woohoo! Two more and we're done with all the cards, but without the decorations first. Right? So again, this challenge is for a quarter. So you don't need to rush. You can take your sweet time. If you do want to join, okay, you can join so many ways. You can join once a month for that quarter. In this case, January was done and we already, oops, sorry, hold on. Let's check out this. Okay, so this one. Okay, let me check. What are we doing? This is sketch number 13. Okay, so it's a side folding card. Hold on. I want to get side folding. All right. So this is a landscape one. Okay, so we will put it like so. It's lunchtime. Kind of hungry. Right? And then we do have a strip of paper, a strip of paper, and a strip of paper like so. Okay, maybe I want one that goes this way. Oh, that looks great, right? So let's put that this way and that way. So like one is going this way, one's going that way. So it's like fireworks, right? Because it's New Year. It's Lunar New Year. Okay. And then I remember one Lunar New Year that we had in the past. Stan was my guest. And I really tried my best. We what do you call this? We uh we tried to I tried, okay, and Stan tried to guide me in making that the image of the animal, zodiac animal for that year, which was a dragon. Okay, I think that was 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, right? So let's put this together now. Okay. So Wims is still here. Thank you, Wims. What's for lunch, Wims? I'm hungry. Cooking while watching. Oh, this Thursday. There you go. See, that's one of Stan's show on his channel. Okay, so you have the random encounters, and he has amazing, community and mods as well. Okay, I miss Linnea. Okay, and our dear other friends in the community over there on Stan's channel. He does have a Patreon page as well, where you can, if you're a member, you can also get, a lot of different kinds of perks depending upon the tier that you are on. What's for lunch, Wim? Said Carol. Okay, will be Winter Olympics themed. Oh, guys, it's like I remember Lynn did this announcement the other day. I think it was yesterday. And then while streaming and stuff, I think or the stream that went after that one, during the Not Too Shabby, I think, live stream that she did, I was like, oh, by the way, what Olympic sport are you watching? I was like, oh, is it Olympic time? I don't know. I was like, am I living under a rock? right? Because there you go. So it's Olympic time. So that's going to be a great one. So random encounters, Winter Olympic theme. And maybe because it's Winter Olympics, that's why. Right. So did my Year of the Horse sticker arrive, Lala? Not yet, but don't worry, Stan, because I am also waiting for, several things that our other friends sent over, but I have yet to receive. I don't know what's happening to the Philippine Postal Service, but I am actually unboxing some of them later, those that actually finally made it. Okay, but there are still that has not made it, and I'm looking forward to that, Stan. And of course, like usual, every year, okay, Stan's sticker, which is a perk if you are part of Stan's Patreon, you get, one of these stickers, okay, during the start of the year. There you go. All right, so that's card number 13. We're now down to card number 14. Let me show you. I think I have it here. I am looking at, my planner over here. Since Carol and Wims are, I think, still here. Okay, where is that one? Hold on. Is it this one, or is it my other one? Oh no, because this is the current one. Okay. So this was the previous one. So you see the Year of the Snake. Okay. There you go. It's 2025. And yes, it is actually the first page of, my Hobo Nietzsche, right, for 2025. And it is made of really, really heavy duty waterproof sticker. Of course, created by our dear, dear friend, Stan over there. And yes, I will show you that, instead of a chat GPT look, okay, I will show you what Stan had made for me. Okay, I'll post it, okay, within the day. Did you watch the Winter Olympics? Not yet. It's like I only learned about it the other day. But the normal sports that I love watching, of course, since this is Winter Olympics, so I'm not sure if we have like the swimming stuff. Probably not, right? So, but if it's winter, what could be okay, guys? Since we don't, I'm from the Philippines, my friends, we don't have winter, but I would love suggestions. Probably I would love, the skiing, that one where you have like you try to, what do you call this? Uh Jump from the top of a mountain, and then you go like this, and then you'll try to land as far away as from there as you can. Okay, I think that's one that I remember I love watching. Okay, so what are the other Winter Olympics, uh, my dear friend, games? Okay, that are there. That is because normally I am able to watch the summer one. Okay, so this one, since there will be strips of paper that would be going out. Okay, so again, I'm not very particular. Okay, as long as they're not really super off. Okay, so I just eyeball things, right? So if it's like, oh, okay, I want it to be just, a little bit even, no one will actually measure. Kendra will not measure this. So if you want to join 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and use this, okay, as part of your submission for the Kendra's card challenge, don't worry if you feel it's not even. It's okay. So since we're gonna be cutting things, okay, on the sides later, so we will not, okay, so we will not put this card top or attach that card top just yet. Again, thank you so much, my dear friends. If you are here for the first time, all right, please don't forget to subscribe. Yes, hit that subscribe button over there. So you also, and definitely if you can, also that notification bell so you always get notified. And yes, please don't forget to hit that like button. And this is going to be my live stream for tonight. Did you hear that? Did you hear my stomach growl? I heard it. It's because I haven't had breakfast and I was preparing. That's why I wasn't able to be in our dear friend, Tech Troublemaker. Okay, Roy's live stream is every Wednesday morning for me, and that's Tuesday night for most of you. Okay, and that is 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so if you missed that as well, just like me, the nice thing about being on YouTube is you can always watch it on later on replay as a video on demand. Okay, so College Slammer maybe in the chat could tell us what was the topic for today on Roy's channel. Okay, and for our tech friends over there, I hope that one of these days, because every time I have Stan on the channel, we would always be drawing. But maybe next time you have to come in, but this time you have to make a card. We will challenge my dear friend Stan to create a card. How's that, my friends? Isn't that a nice idea? To make our non-crafty friends, non-card maker friends just yet, okay, to create, try out card making for a change. And hopefully they'll love it, right? So there you go. Okay, and whatever is in excess, you can just simply, okay, flip the card or turn the card around on the other side. I hope that my English is correct and that made sense. All right, so all this white things is making my camera go blurry. Okay, ching, there you go. All right. It says there's too much sparkle. It's too bright. All right, this is card number 14, my dear friends. We're down to the last one in a little bit. Woot woot. Okay, hold on. Because there is, okay, that part where, okay, it's supposed to go over here, but then probably I would, okay, hold off on to putting it and check out later where I want to, but probably it will go over there. All right. And finally, the last but not the least of the cards, okay, for Kendra's Card Challenge 21. Yes, this is the 21st quarter that, Kendra has been doing this challenge. Okay, so for those who are new and does not know, Kendra's Card Challenge is a card making challenge where you can create 15 amazing, awesome cards from just 6 sheets of pattern paper. And the nice thing about this challenge is that it gets better and better as the years pass by. And right now, the newest thing that Kendra has introduced onto this awesome challenge is the fact that now you can even have SVG files that you can use to make, putting these cards together even easier. All right. Okay, so I want to, oops, let's go back to me. All right, as I'm putting this card already together. Okay. So one thing that I kind of tweaked with this sketch is that instead of the whole circle going in, I decided I want to have something like, not a full circle, but a little bit, of imperfection. So they say that Wims, who's an artist in the chat but is cooking right now, right? So sometimes having everything like super symmetrical or perfect, or having some things, kind of imperfect actually adds to, an additional, what do you call that? Interest to a project that one may have. right? So, and of course, Stan would also probably, agree with that one, being both of them being, artists. I'm more of a patron of the arts, so to speak. So I consider myself really a crafter, okay, more than an artist, as um I don't really draw. I can't draw. I can do a little bit of coloring, but putting things together to make them look nicer is, I think, the best thing that I really like to do. All right, and then we can put on, silvery stuff onto the sides. Okay, over here. This is the only one that I actually am gonna embellish. Okay, immediately as I think I can. All right, so we can have. Okay, the only thing though is that I can't find my jewel picker. All right, so let's have that. Okay, come on, let's go. All right, and then we'll have another two. Okay. All right, there you go. Okay, and then the last one over here. Okay. Since this is a Lunar New Year, so instead of the usual bling, I added a little bit of a pearl, faux pearl instead for the bling. All right, there you go. Chan, hopefully it will stick. Come on, stick. Did I not put enough glue? Okay, there you go. There you go. That's the 15th card. Woot woot. Okay. Oh, done cooking. Now, can I eat? Oh, bobsled. Oh, right. What was that? What was that movie about bobsledding where the ones who won were Jamaicans? Do you remember that one? Oh, such a fun movie. It's Filipino dish called gising gising. Oh, I love gising gising with coconut milk. It's beans and pork over coconut cream and chilies. Oh, I love that, Wims. Can you send one over? Ski jump. There you go. Ski jump. Also, it is a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs. Thank you so much, Stan. All right. There you go. You see, that's Stan's channel. The Real Stanix. Right? So, some of our friends like Amy, I see there, Cordelia. I think I've seen Cordelia over there as well. So, we'll find also inspiration when, if you are into drawing, right? So, caricatures. Okay, yes, I do have a lot of cards. And lately what I've been doing with them, Wims, every time I do have like an exhibit or an real life event. Okay, let me make myself a little bigger. All right, so an in real life event, what I do is, hold on, I'll show you. Maybe you can also use this, my friends. Okay, I just need to, okay, I don't know if you can see me. I will, because it's on top of this. Okay. Sorry if you're seeing the back of my behind. All right, because this one's on top of my. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, so every time I go on an in real life event or I get invited, I go there and I do a little bit of some fun and games after my demo. If they finish and then they come on over, and I will just ask them to please follow me on all of my socials, and the minute that they do so, they show me that I'm following you. All right, okay, I give them a card, right? So if they follow me on all, sometimes I'll give them 2 if it's a small card, or 3 if it's a small card, if it's a regular card. Depends on how many I have. So during the last print con, I think I gave away about 300 or 400 cards, right? So, and then the previous one, the Pro Pack, done at the World Trade Center here in Manila, I think I gave away about only 40 because that was the only. I thought there were just few who was going to attend. I was so surprised that it was jam-packed, right? So I had about 100 participants in the span of about an hour and a half. So we had to, stagger them though. So that was fun. So thank you again, Prestige Paper, for inviting me over. So that is one. And some actually they do buy my cards, right? So they buy it as a set. So a set of 6 cards, okay, it's 1,000. So it's really, very affordable. Okay, so there you go. I love sparkles. 15 cards in one show. Yeah, exactly, because we have the sketches already, Stan. Cool Runnings, yes, that's the one. Oh, I love that so much. The Cool Runnings, they're so much fun because imagine they're from Jamaica, right? So they don't have snow. So how did they practice and eventually, how they won? That was such a fun movie. Thank you, Carol. You gave it away. Okay, why not sell it? Okay, the thing though is, Wims, here in the Philippines, right? So there are a lot of, cards that you can buy that's, very, very cheap. Okay. But the thing is, those cards are, mostly printed, right? So again, nothing wrong about printed cards. It's just that, Carol and Wims and Vicky and whoever still here are watching, right? So you do know that the cards that we make, these are handmade. Okay, and the papers that we use or sometimes print, they cost a little bit more than if you just buy the commercially bought cards, right? And so the thing is, if ever, people like, especially here where we're in Southeast Asia, cards like the ones that we make and the ones that I love making are really not a priority. So therefore, they don't sometimes, or a lot of people don't see the value of if we price it a certain way. And in my case, if these cards are just gonna be sold at, less than what they actually would cost, I would rather give it away or use them, to donate stuff like for orphanages, like the ones we're going to be doing for Cards for Cubs, right? So, or to help, market the crafting that I do on my channel. I find that is better. Okay. But so if it's a commissioned work, right? So let's say for a wedding or for a birthday, anniversary, stuff like that, then that's fine because you know that they're all gonna get everything. But the kind of cards that we do most of the time are random, right? So like birthday, thank you, whatever it is, right? And some people sometimes may not resonate with it, right? So again, that's the thing. But if then again, if I sell it though, and the one that's gonna buy it, say Stan, is over there in the US. So you have to pay extra, right? For the shipping and all this thing. So it's even gonna be a little bit more, expensive. That's why selling my cards, of course, if you wanna buy any of the cards that I make or our friends make, you can just DM them. And that would be a great opportunity for us to, also recoup some of the things and investment that we have, in creating our cards. Okay, so that's the reason. So then again, there are many other ways that, I teach, right? So I have partners and stuff like that, right? So here are the 15 cards that we have done. Unfinished cards, as I may say, because there's no sentiment yet. There's no decoration whatsoever, right? But these are the cards, how it would look like. Okay, simply following the sketch would already create you the backbone, so to speak, of the cards that you will okay, that you will be able to create. So Wim's question is actually a great question, especially for us who create a ton of cards, right? So what can we do with our cards? Yes, it would be great if we could, have, a card fair where we can, showcase our cards and people will buy them, right? Because if truth be told, I will not sell my cards for less than 150 pesos. Right? And for some, it's like, oh, for us here in the Philippines, right? So some might, well, that's quite expensive. But actually, if you would check, that's easily, that actually is not really, again, Philippine pesos, my friends, not dollars, okay? So that's the thing, right? It's kind of hard for artists and creatives, right? When we peg prices onto our work, right? Because some people think that, but then again, why can it be like this and that? My friends, when we put our cards, or like in Stan's case, his comics together or whatever work he does, he puts time, effort, thinking, about how to do this, how to execute this and stuff, right? So I hope that when you do support artists, okay, you can support us in many, many ways, right? So here on YouTube, you can, become a member, or if some of our dear friends have Patreon like Stan and Kendra, all right, you can be part of their Patreon, because your help really supports in for us being able to buy, additional stuff that we use for the channel, right? Or for our projects. And it's awesome also that sometimes we do get sponsors for a specific project or videos like the one I'm doing right now. That will be great, right? So all these things, somehow help us in, putting up more content on our channel. Wims, my dear friends, is a traditional artist, also a digital artist. So if you haven't checked her out, please do so. She is Whimsical Thoughts on all the socials, right? She has done a ton of videos. So if you want videos on coloring specifically, if you're new to Ohuhu, she has a lot of videos on that one and they're super nice. Okay, and very soon she will hopefully have her own, merch. Okay, the things that you see, some of her works being done, okay, translated into something that you can, bring along or wear, right? So that's coming in soon. All right. Oh, it is a true story, Stan. I forgot about that. Okay, again, what's the name? Cool Runnings. So again, Wims, that's the dilemma, right? Since we are here in the Philippines, I don't know if that's still, is that the same dilemma for our friends in the US, if anybody is still here. Hi Zell, this is of course Wim's BFF. This is Zell, okay, with a Z, that's Zell, sprinkled with cards. We don't have that card giving culture here as well. Yes, hopefully, Wim's not yet. Hopefully, in the future, people would realize that doing these kinds of things, not just the digital part, is actually something that really would help with their mental health, as well as, something different. Okay, and improve their creativity. So people would rather buy the printed ones because few people appreciate the handmade cards. That I think sometimes they do appreciate our handmade cards. It's just that it's the price, right? So they do like that. It's very nice, very creative, but they do want the price to be the same as those that are, mass produced. We cannot compete with the machines in terms of, making it, the price really low, and then the fast or the rate at which they produce the cards, because all of the things that we do here, as much as possible, 80 to 100% of it are handmade. Okay, let's have a card con. Why not, Wims? Let's talk about that one of these days. Let's meet again with Zell and have that. Thank you, Stan. Yes, I'm gonna be live again today. Okay, on that note, that is, where is that? I think this one. Yes, what did I get? All right. So of course that's a planner update, and all I will also be unboxing some of the things that I received as a happy mail. All right. So I think maybe I will end for today because it's already 1 o'clock and I'm really, really hungry. So we did finish the card. We know it's not done. Okay. Okay, so we're just finished with the base of the card, so to speak. There's no sentiment, there's no decoration, there's nothing. All right, so I will have another episode where I will put all of those, okay, onto these cards. All right, because it just because I talk a lot as well. Right, so there you go. But this hour, anyway, Lunar New Year is just a few days to go, so probably on the actual Lunar New Year I'll finish up these cards, right? I think that would be best. All right, yes, gotta have some lunch, you've earned it. Yes, my tummy is like that. Right, okay, so again, okay, I just want to again take this opportunity to invite everyone, okay, to check out, okay, the ultimate SVG bundle, okay, that Kendra is having right now till this February 14th, 11:59 p.m. So before the end of Valentine's Day. It is at this point 50% off, my friends. That will include already the PDF as well as the SVG. So if you don't have an electric cutting machine like a Cricut, Cameo, or Brothers Cut and Cut, you can still use this because Kendra also included a PDF file if you want to do manual cutting. And that for me is the best one to get. And that is the ultimate because also it includes the 6x6 paper SVG files to cut the 6x6 pattern papers. So from $25 now it's just down to $12.50. And of course, there's just the one where if you just need the SVG because you don't want anymore, you find it easier to just, prepare the pattern paper. So you just want the mats and layers. All right. So you can get this at $7 now. And finally, the last one that's on sale till Valentine's Day is just the cutting guide. Right? Why is this important? I use up a ton of solid cardstocks that will coordinate with my 6x6 pattern paper to create these 15 cards in the past. The nice thing about these guides is that, do you know that to create this 15 cards for the mats and layers that coordinate with the 6x6 pattern paper, I just used 5 cardstocks of my choice. Just 5 from previously much more. All right, on an 8.5 by 11. So what Kendra did is to really maximize the paper. So you will just need just 5 pieces of solid cardstock. All right, so where is that? This one. All right, so these are the 15, of course, New Year themed. But this time around, so for those who are like, what are you saying? It's already February, right? Because we also celebrate here in this part of the globe Lunar New Year or Chinese New Year. And it's going to be happening in a few days. And we're welcoming in the year of the horse, right? So there you go. Thank you, Wims. Yes, eat lunch na rin kayo and Zizel. So again, with that, thank you so much, my dear friends. Again, just reminding everybody to please don't forget to hit that like button. And of course, don't forget to subscribe as well. All right. And of course, don't forget to hit that notification bell. And yes, share away. There you go. Let's put that over there. All right. So there. That's all of the things. So I'll let you go and hopefully you'll get enough sleep. Okay, and if you wake up in the morning, hopefully it's like, whoa, did Lala not sleep? No, it's just that I'm gonna go live again later tonight. And for those in the Philippines, see you again later tonight. And for those on the other side of the globe, tomorrow morning your time. Again, thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day. Bye!